All right, so I promised that I would show you how to make this stuff look good. Let's do that. So we have it all there. You have all your content. It just doesn't look that good yet. How do you design it if you're not a designer and you don't know code? It's quite easy actually. So from pages, you click design, and this brings up a bunch of different features here. You have logo and title. So I can upload my personal logo. I can upload a favicon. Favicons are this little thing right here in the browser window. Um, when you don't add something, it's just a black block, which is Squarespace's go-to. So that's how I can tell as a web designer, like whether it's professionally designed or not, is if this thing's up there. So don't forget the details. That's what I like to nail down is like a good website has all the details covered, right? You haven't skipped anything and it's all there. Back to the design. We have the template. Okay, so the template, this is the template I'm using, Hunter. A lot of people say, I remember Albert asked me one time, hey, how do you see what template I'm using in Squarespace, right? I designed it for him and he wanted to see which one it was. You go to design, you go to template, and then it pulls up this template. I can install a new template. Watch this. I mentioned this earlier that I wanted to show you how to switch templates. So I go to the template store here and I want to change it to this cool looking yoga one. It installed it. Now it's here. I'm previewing it, or sorry, I'm still live on here. Maybe I want to preview what my site would look like under this template. Let's check it out. So here's my Nicaraguan site with this new template. It brings in all the old or all the all the stock demo content and it pushes my old content. You can see here. Pushes my demo content to not linked. Right? It's still there, but the new template's going to override and add that new navigation up here. So, what I learned from Squarespace from their they put a video out and they showed that you can do like different designs for different seasons, right? So I want to do a design for fall or I want to do a design for spring. I can make different versions of the site and I'm still editing this while the other one's live. So you can see when I go to template that the hunter is live, but I'm just previewing this. And when I make edits to this, it's going to save it. Maybe I'm going to go, if I hit set as live template, then it's going to override the whole thing. And this is what's going to be live. If I hit cancel preview, this is still there. And all the changes that I made to that template are still there, but this is what's live. So I can take my time and I can have this live while I work on a new version of my site, which is what I did. I had my old version of my site, if anyone ever saw it. And I was working on this version in the back end by creating a new template and uh, and working on that in the meantime. And then when I was ready to go, I just hit preview and I hit set as live template. I could always go back if I wanted to the old one, but the old one sucked, so I'm not going to do that. All right, cool. Let's cancel the preview. Here's the big boy, style editor. Click style editor. When I want to change anything on my site, I click style editor. So from here, you can see that it brings up a different view. So I have on the left-hand side, I have all these different styles that I can edit. There's a lot there and it's going to be hard to find what you're looking for. So say if I want to change my site title, right? What I do is I hover over the site title. It'll show that blue box around it and I click it. It brings up all the things that are affecting that element itself. So I want to change the font, right? So I click font. It brings up the font panel. I want to change it from Proxima Nova to, let's do something fun. This is a cool one. Amatic, right? I want to change the size. It dynamically resizes, shows you what it looks like. And again, WYSIWYG editor. What I'm editing on the side here is exactly what you're going to see on your computer for the most part. Letter spacing, line height, text transform. I want to do lowercase. The lowercase to uppercase is not very different on this font. different fonts have different features. Like some have italic, some have bold. You can change the weight on some of them, right? I'm going to go to Proxima Nova again because it has a ton of different styles. And also search for a font. There's 600 fonts. There's over 600 fonts in Squarespace that are connected from Adobe Typekit and Google Fonts, which are the top two that designers actually use in the real world. So you can actually add your own fonts from Typekit. You can add your own fonts custom on the side. That's a whole other thing. But you pretty much have everything you need built into Squarespace with 600 fonts. Again, I can set the italicis, or I can italicize it, change the size. All right, let's just make it look like this. I think this is what my other one looks like. Cool. All right, well, how do I reorder it? How do I put this one over to the left, or the site title to the left? Well, I'm going to click the whole thing that affects this, which is the header. So I click the header, and then I'm going to go branding position top left, moves it over to the left, right? What is it? Maybe I don't know what this is. Okay, I'm going to click it. There it is. It's the primary navigation. I'm going to go top right. That moves it over to the top right. What about this guy? This is all crammed up because that's the secondary navigation. I'm going to hide that because I don't need it. What else can I do? I'm going to add my shopping cart. Throw that in the top right, right? Adds it here. It made it as text. I want to change it to a cart. There it is. I can change the color of that cart to something. I like this color. Something like that, right? I can change the actual color of the cart, right? You see in the top right corner how it's dynamically changing. So that's why designers love Squarespace, because we can design while we look at it. And it's super simple, right? I want to change the font of my navigation. I'm using one called John Doe. Is this weird typewriter looking thing? I don't know. I love it. Lowercase. Cool. How about the color of that? Well, that's right here. I think I have mine set to my top navigation set to like black. It's like a grayish black. I have my name set to white. And I have these set to different colors. So it's like an off-white, I think. Just like right here. And then what I can do is I can set the like the active color. Like whatever page I'm on, I can change the color of that. And if I don't know where it's at, then I type in active or navigation style. There it is. Change that to active. And I'm going to change my active color to red or blue or whatever. This thing down here, this changes the transparency of the object. So you can see when I bump this up, that you can see the color a lot. But if I change the transparency of the object, it's going to start to disappear and take the color behind it. Cool. That looks terrible. So I'll change that to a white. So you can see like when I like that active look because you see the other items here and then you can see which one is active and it helps the user like see where they're at in the navigation. All right. It's getting pretty close. Okay. I got to disable that icon. I want to change that color back to white. There we go. And you can even change like the width of it. There it is. Icons, medium, heavy, hairline, which is tiny. And yeah, I can change it from a cart to a bag to the alternative cart or the alternative bag. I'll go with the good old cart. Sweet. Now what is this? Remember what this is? It's H1, heading 1. I click it and it brings up heading 1. I'm going to go to here. I think I have that as Proxima Nova as well. Very straightforward, clean font, easy to manipulate. I'm going to bump the size of that up and I'm going to lower the font weight. we can start to see that it's starting to shape up like the actual page. You can change, like if you want to overlay on this, again, this is that parallax. If I change that to no parallax, you see that the picture is fixed, right? It doesn't move at all. But if I change enable parallax, that makes it so that the text and the image move differently. I like it like that. Smart crop, it'll crop your image to what it thinks looks good. And then overlay color. I can set that overlay to, let's do like this funky maroon, and you can change the transparency of it as well. So that's a cool way to, add like depth to your pictures and your navigation, or to your page in general. I'm gonna take that overlay out. All right, cool.